Welcome to another video of my Williamhill account. I'm going to move on to some other bookies as we go now because I've done quite a few updates on Williamhill. They've been very kind to me, as you know, and it's just a profit update overall with all my deposits, withdrawals, everything like that. Now, again, this weekend has had many betting opportunities, and you've got quite a few today on Sunday. And I've mentioned many times, as more people come into my academy and start using my methods, there's a few more in there as well, not just your standard each way value betting. They start to realize more and more about how really this has to be a long-term process. When you use an each way betting software, you are limited to the bookies you can use first of all. And believe me, there's absolutely loads that people do not use. They do not bother using for some reason. There's tons of value you can take on them and absolutely loads of them. But they don't use them. So you can specifically target one site like I have, just one at a time. That's okay to plod along. Usually the more time you take with it as well, you can actually be more careful and advance from there. Now, it is true, absolutely, some accounts will last a lesser period of time than others, but overall, if some aren't lasting as long and some are lasting very long, it doesn't really matter. It cancels out over time because there's so many of them, not just your mainstream sort of Paddy Power, Williamhill, Unibet, things like that. You can really diversify that portfolio. Okay, so on my right-hand side, again, as always, you can see my deposits, withdrawals, things like that. If I swap it to when I started filming, that was back here at 1st of October to now. If I scroll down, you can see them all here. Okay, and I load more, and there's absolutely loads of them. If I go to my notepad, okay, I've actually copied them all. Again, like I said, if you want to go ahead and count them up, you will find the numbers are the same, more or less. I've taken out the decimal points, the pence, to make it easier. Total deposits 18,640, including the 1,500 in my balance, and the total withdrawals plus balance 31,221. So if I took that 1,500 out now, that would be my total withdrawal amount, and obviously I can take that if I choose to. So therefore, the net gains, tax-free from the period October 1 to now, 4 months and a few days, is £12,581 tax-free. Now, mostly when I place these bets, I've done it in 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. So lots and lots of people, they ask me, how much time do you spend actually placing these bets? Well, the thing is, once you pick up the skill of identifying high-value bets, you don't need to calculate anything or do anything like that. You become almost like a software, if you like. Your brain, essentially, I guess everyone's brain is like a computer. That's what they say. But once you can recognize value in an instant and you learn how to do that, it really doesn't take very long to do this. And it's very rare I actually calculate any margins myself, although I do include calculators inside the members area to get you started. But yeah, it doesn't take me very long at all. And normally I just do it first thing in the morning. I wake up. It's more or less a hobby for me, I guess. A very lucrative one, albeit. But I enjoy the game behind it, if you like. And everyone likes taking money from the bookmakers, of course. So overall net gains tax-free. Like I said, these numbers are replicated over here. You can see all my deposits for a long time. It goes back to October. Okay, further down. And yeah, I mean, it's got my withdrawals in there as well. If you want to find that on your Williamhill account, you can always just load up the payment section, put the dates back, and it will load up everything. You can see my withdrawals and deposits vary. It's just the way I'm doing it at that stage of the account to make sure I'm not sticking out, and I'm showing intrigue, because winners do withdraw as well. You shouldn't be entirely afraid to withdraw, because it's natural. At the end of the day, the bettor, or the person who's looking like a gambler, if you like, is going to withdraw money at some point. Okay, at some point they will do that. So within that, you would be placing larger deposits. But of course, as I always say, if you're using a software, this won't work. Okay, you can't just go straight in and do that. You have to spend time basically forming the account. And that means sometimes you'll go on losing swings. As I did on my Williamhill very early on. I lost money to start with, and then I managed to, well, inevitably and mathematically, it's a logical process that ultimately you end up winning because you're taking a house edge or value on your bets. That's the point of value betting. Gambling, interestingly as well, is, the sort of thing that the biggest question I get asked in terms of value betting is, well, how do you know you're going to win in the long run? What if you start to lose? Well, you've got to remember that the bookies are essentially value betting on you because they're doing the same thing we're doing to gamblers. Okay, so for example, if you load up the 1240 at Leopardstown, let's say you're a gambler and you pick Foxy Go at 5.5 decimal, 4.5 to 1 odds, it's likely the margin on this for the bookie is sort of, let's say, 20%. So they're looking to make 20% on your bet, okay, as their margin. Okay, so in other words, the odds you're getting here are 20% less. Now, it could be the case that you win that bet and the bookie loses 55 or 45 pounds winnings on you straight away. But don't you think it's strange how they make so much money and never care whether they win or lose? Okay, so that is the answer. We're doing the same thing, but instead of betting at negative margins, we bet only where the odds are positive in our favour. And you can do that across more bookies than just your mainstream ones. So if you're in any doubt as to how it would work if you're not laying, okay, yes, your money is at risk, but mathematically, you've got the edge. And that's exactly what the bookies are doing, because the bookmakers don't care if they lose. Similarly, obviously, they don't care, because every bet you're placing, they know there's a margin on it, okay? Unless, of course, you're using my method where the margin is in our favour and not theirs. So that is the simple answer as to how I know it works. Not only my members making lots of money from it and me proving it on YouTube and elsewhere, it's just a mathematical fact that, if you're betting at value, when you've got the margin in your favour, as long as you place enough bets at a lower size, then you'll profit. But if you go in and you place bets too large, you won't. And that's what lots of people do. And they end up getting banned quickly because they just win too much too quickly and they don't change their stakes. They don't study odds. They don't understand how to deviate their activity to make it long term, which is a very specific and unique skill, one of which I specialise in. So there you have it, £12,500 plus profit recorded on my Williamhill. I'll be posting more profit updates as I bet further. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps. Don't forget you can get on board underneath. There's a Discord, chat room, waiting room. You can drop in there and you can ask whatever you need to. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.